What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Universal Mastery. Welcome back to my public YouTube channel. Okay, what exactly are we going to be talking about in this today's video? Okay, we are primarily going to be talking about what it means to be inside of Universe B in comparison with Universe A. Okay, so essentially, when you look at a coin, you see there is a heads and you see there is a tails. You have a Universe B, you have a Universe A. Okay, once again, I've mentioned Universe B within other YouTube videos that I've recorded. I've talked briefly about how it is the dimension for black magicians, for beings that are negatively polarized. So if you want to gain some more perspective on exactly what Universe B is, definitely go throughout my channel and you can find videos that are titled in that nature. But once again, in this video, I'm going to be sharing some more clarity and some more information that I have on this specific subject at hand. Okay, so if this is something that intrigues you and you want to know a little bit more about, then obviously you have one thing to do, and that is simply to stay tuned. Okay, so first thing first, let me introduce myself. My name is Jeremiah Schwartz. I am a professional occultist. I am fully initiated in the entirety of the Kabbalistic tree, and I'm studied when it comes to the 22 major arcana of the tarot deck, and I'm also studied when it comes to planetary energies in direct association with astrology. Okay, so now moving into the subject. Universe B, just like I mentioned from the intro of this video, there are two primary universes that govern our third density experience as human beings on this planet Earth. Okay? And those two primary universes can be simply defined as Universe A and then Universe B. Okay? It is literally the difference between the positive polarity and the negative polarity. You have heads on a coin and you have tails on a coin. It's still the same coin, but it has different aspects to it. It has different sides to it. Okay? So Universe B in its nature is directly designed for entities that are negatively polarized in nature. It's designed for people that gravitate deeply, intuitively, to the darker areas and avenues of the occult itself, of the hidden itself. So, if you truly think about it, there are people that are interested in love, light, the sun, and love, spreading positive energy and creating harmony, helping, healing others. And then there are people that truly love death. There are people that love the moon. There are people that love power. Okay? And this is the difference. And truthfully speaking, there are people that gravitate towards the light aspect, Universe A, and then there are people that naturally gravitate towards the darker aspect, Universe B, and this is natural. Okay, this is a part of life. This is what creates a universal balance. Okay? So, with that information, depending on what side you gravitate more so towards, it's not about right and wrong. It's not about, oh, you're making the right choice, you're making the wrong choice. It is what it is, and the goal is to realize who are you, what are you, and what do you truly gravitate more so towards on a personal level. Okay? Now, once again, as we focus in on Universe B, this is the universe of service to self. This is the universe of learning how to use psychic sciences for primal, chaotic, and or destructive purposes. This is the universe where you dive very deep into your unconscious mind, because truly the unconscious is synonymous with the underworld, which is the unknown portions of the universe. But they're only unknown until they become known. So Universe B entities dive and spend more time and energy focusing on what is unknown. They spend more time within the underworld, pulling out large amounts of information. And that is directly why these individuals tend to have the largest amounts of wisdom in the incarnational experience. Okay, I mean, that's literally why the devil himself is directly associated with knowledge. Okay, pretty much everyone knows, traditionally speaking, the devil has knowledge. The devil is intellectual. Okay, and once again, that is because Universe B entities are dealing with their unconscious more than Universe A entities. Okay, it's just what they love. They love that unknownness. And once again, there's a lot of information that can get pulled out of that unknown that can be used for Universe B entities. There's a lot of sacred, ancient information that can be used to create power structures, can be used to manipulate, okay, can be used to harness power, okay? So, when we look at Universe B, these are beings that are consciously walking the path of the Black Magician. Okay, these are beings that know what they're doing is not based on anything along the lines of, I need to be good, I need to be love and light in order for me to get to heaven, and in order for me to get to the afterlife where I can be in oneness with God. Okay? Real Universe B entities truly do understand that the path that they walk on a soul level is just as important as the positive path, just as important as Universe A. Okay, once again, Universe B plays its evolutionary role. It is the adversary for the human species. So once again, when you take a nice observation of how the world is structured right now, and you see all these crazy corporations, you see how the government's structured, you see that there absolutely is tons of corruption taking place. Well, the truth of the matter is that if this stuff wasn't meant to be, then it wouldn't be. So by some sort of divine intelligence and divine law, these things that we call corrupt and evil are actually there for a very important reason. And that is the essence of what a Universe B entity is, and the essence of what Universe B entities do. They use destructive energies, they use primal chaos, and they use the essence of serving themselves to act as a catalyst on the human species around them, so that other people can make the decision on what they're going to choose for their growth, whether the positive or the negative polarity. Okay? So, Universe B beings are going to gravitate towards other Universe B beings. Okay? So, if you're somebody who is more so Universe B oriented or Universe B dominant, you are naturally going to see yourself gravitating towards the darker evolutionary sciences. You're going to have this thing inside of you that pulls you towards the clip-off. You're going to have something inside of you that pulls you towards black magic, something that pulls you towards the demonic hierarchies. You're going to feel this pull. Okay? Now, at the same time, you're also going to notice, if you're a Universe B entity, that there's a lot of death in your life. And when I say death, I don't necessarily mean like all your friends and family and loved ones are going to be dying around you. Simply what I mean is that you're going to be notice how death follows you. Okay, what do I mean by that? You may know, or you may notice, I should say, when you go to certain places, there is death energy. Okay, you may start to realize that you go for a walk, let's say, to the park, and then next thing you know, there's a dead animal on the floor, and you just happen to walk there right at that time when that animal died there. Okay, you may just be living your life, and then next thing you know, an ambulance goes by, and you can just feel the energy with that ambulance as if somebody died. Okay? Hold on one second. My cat wants to go inside. One second. See, there's some confirmation about what it is that I'm talking about. So, in that case, you're going to notice how death follows you. Okay? And once again, death is just another word for transition. There is this transitional energy that follows Universe B entities. And that transitional energy, most oftentimes in its most potent form, is showing up as death. Okay? And once again, it doesn't mean your family or your loved ones and your friends. It doesn't mean that they're dying in front of you and things in that nature. It just means that you connect with people at certain times in their life where there is oftentimes death energy present. Okay? And then once again, you can see death around you in the environment, things in that nature. And the reason why there is more death with Universe B entities is simply because, as I mentioned, the Universe B entities are dealing with those deeper portions of their unconscious. Now, when we look at the Kabbalistic tree itself, there is a 11th hidden sphere, which is known as Dath, ruled by Uranus, and that would be the sphere that represents entrance into the unconscious realm. Okay? So whenever there is this death energy, this transitional energy, truly there is that hidden sphere of Dath that is showing up in your life. Okay? Now also, this 11th hidden sphere on the tree is also directly associated with knowledge, which ties it back to the traditional story of Adam and Eve within the Garden of Eden, and then you had the tree of knowledge with the serpent on it. Okay, so once again, Universe B entities are always dealing with that 11th hidden sphere, opening up their own unconscious to go inside to pull out information, specifically pull out knowledge. This is once again why Universe B entities tend to be the wisest and most knowledgeable, the wisest and the most knowledgeable beings on the planet or in the incarnational experience. It's because they're always dealing with that abyssal energy of the mass collective unconscious mind. Okay? And clearly you have to be a certain type of person to be able to deal with that level of unconscious and not go insane and not lose your mind and recognize that you're doing it for evolutionary purposes. Now this ties into another thing about the Universe B entities that is different than the rest, Universe A. Universe B entities, because their sole purpose is to walk the negative polarity, because literally their sole purpose is to bring challenge to the human species through psychic means, and through many other types of means as well, but mostly psychic, they understand that using dark energy, using black magic, using psychic warfare, these things are not inherently evil when you know how to use them and you have the right intention while you're using them. So Universe B entities develop this awareness where you can actually start to find people who are not focusing on their evolution. You can find people who are making poor decisions and acting out of alignment of their own true self. And oftentimes what you'll notice as a Universe B entity is that certain types of people who are out of alignment of their true self will try to come against you and try to come across your path as the Universe B entity and cause some form of chaos or cause some form of adversary to you. Now, this oftentimes happens almost as if Universe B entities have this ability to pull in people. Just like when you fish, you put a little worm on the hook and you put it out and you wait for a fish to bite it. Well, you could think of the Universe B entities as being the hook and the fishing pole and the person who's reeling in. There's something about Universe B entities, and it is connected to their energy bodies because we are magnetizing in nature. We pull in rather than radiate out. So we pull in certain types of people into our life experience that almost need a tough love awakening. We pull certain people into our life experience that need a shaking, okay? That may need some psychic warfare to influence them, to wake them up from the slumber that they've been under, to wake them up from their delusions, their mindset, what they thought was real, what they thought wasn't real, things in that nature, okay? So this is something that is also very unique to the Universe-B entities when you find that you attract certain types of people, once again, who are out of alignment with their true self, simply to use destruction on them, so that with the intention eventually that they can wake up and realize that they were foolish, wake up and realize that they may have been trapped in certain mental behaviors and blockages and their ego, okay? But at the end of the day, there are many individuals that still don't have what it takes to wake up. So that destructive energy that was used on them oftentimes can actually obliterate them. It can destroy them. Similar to the essence of the tower archetype within tarot. The essence of the tower is to break something down so much that it can eventually realize the lesson from surrender, realize that you can't hold on to what is getting struck and burned down, so that then you can reconstruct, you can rebuild. So the same thing happens with people. Sometimes people resist and they fight so much that they lose absolutely everything. Okay, and they will go down to the very end of it, trying to hold on. And that's also a part of the process. And being a Universe-B entity myself, when I see this happen in individuals, I don't get the influence and I don't get the feeling that what I'm doing is evil or what I'm doing is wrong. Because I know that it was my role, I know that it was my job to cause that catalyst in that other person's life, but it's not my responsibility on how they work with that catalyst. All I can do is do what I do now, is teach these principles, and also share what it is that beings like myself are doing to the human species on the planet. And at the end of the day, that's the information that you need. And there are other people on the planet, many of them, that are teaching you how to work with adversary, how to work with catalyst, how to not surrender and give up, but use it to your benefit. Recognize it when it shows up, recognize there's a lesson behind it, and keep evolving. So at the end of the day, if you're seeking self-development and you're seeking a change, then you will come across the right mentors, you'll come across the right teachers, you'll come across the right principles that will give you everything you need to deal with adversary, to deal with catalyst. No one's separate from that. Okay? So once again, as a being that does this to other people and watches them either grow from it or degrade from it, at the end of the day, I played my role. I did exactly what I was supposed to do. This is literally why I'm incarnate here as the being that I am. Okay, one of the reasons, one of the many reasons, okay? And after having done this over and over and over again, you start to realize this concept of what people think truly is good and evil is so false. It is so thin, layered. It's so surface. And it has nothing to do truly with how the universe operates. Okay? Because the same God that everyone's trying to run towards as they suppress the devil is the same God that created the devil that you think is your enemy. Okay? So, especially as the beings that are causing the dark energy, as the beings that are creating the catalyst for the human species in ways that can even be looked at as corrupt, as a being that is actually participating in that, in doing that, you develop a deep level of knowledge and wisdom that most people don't see, because it's so easy for everyone to say that's good, that's bad, you're good, you're evil. But when you're actually the person that's divinely placed here to use those energies on other people, you see past the duality, you see past the surface, and you start to realize that it's people that are playing the victim game. It's people that are pointing the finger without going inwards and saying, okay, this is unfortunate, I didn't want to experience this. This is not fun, but at the end of the day, I'm here now, and I have one choice, and that's to use this to my advantage and grow from it at the end of the day. See, people don't resort to that. They immediately resort to, it's this, and it's that, and it's this, and it's that, and this is why everything is messed up. Okay, and obviously that is going to breed many different types of disease, many different types of illness, and many different types of problems just in general. Okay, so as the Universe-B entities, we literally are seeing the importance of negative energy, of dark energy specifically, and how it's used, because we're the ones that are using it, and we are gaining value from it. As we use dark energy, we grow our souls. Okay, it sounds crazy and it sounds weird, but the truth is, if that was our reason here to cause catalyst and to cause adversary, it would only make sense that as we play our role, we gain power in return. Okay, if you were divinely placed here to be on the negative polarity and to be a Universe-B entity, and you ended up giving in to some sort of programming that said you need to be normal, you need to be like everybody else, you know, you shouldn't think those thoughts, you shouldn't use dark energy, right? And then you just never touched it. You never touched dark energy because that's what people told you. That's what religion told you. That's maybe what your parents told you. But remember, what if that was your divine reason for even being here in the first place? Okay, well, if you stay stagnant and you stay in the middle and you don't touch it and you listen to that programming, you're not going to gain power. You're not going to gain your ancestral power because you're not living out your purpose. You're not living the reason why you were incarnate in the first place. Now, this is very important, okay, because there are a lot of people that are truly negatively polarized in their native vibration, but because of all the indoctrination and because of all the programming, a lot of them are really, really working hard to suppress that part of themselves and are not allowing themselves to embody what and who they truly are, the beast within. Now, at the end of the day, I'm not saying that everyone is meant to walk the negative polarity. Absolutely not. Most people are designed for the positive polarity. Okay, so if we had 100 people, out of those 100 people, one of them is meant for the negative polarity. But once again, as I said, we live in a world today, a society today, where there is so much misinformation because of all the religious programming and many other types of programming that makes people think good and evil, and I stay away from evil and I embrace good, when in reality it's just the positive and the negative, and they both have to exist. And funny enough, once again, the people that pull all the strings and the people that are in the highest positions of power on the planet, psychically, emotionally, spiritually, physically, these are going to be negatively polarized beings because there is so much confusion on our planet. And don't get me wrong, there are absolutely very powerful, positively oriented beings as well. But at the present moment, the negative polarity is absolutely dominating in regards to power and control. Okay, and that shouldn't be hard to see. That should not be hard to see in the world around us. And these things will change as time goes on. Okay, the planet is only becoming more positively oriented as the years are going by. But we're just in a weird phase right now where there's a lot of destruction that first is going to be taking place until these things start unfolding for the positive polarity. But once again, you know, it's the Universe-B entities that are directly dealing with that dark energy that really, because of dealing with it personally, are able to see past it and are able to see it for what it actually is. And this is once again tying back into why they have so much knowledge and why they have so much wisdom compared to the average person. Okay? So generally, that's pretty much the message that I wanted to leave for this video. I know it's very brief, but there is a lot of valuable knowledge and information that I've embedded within this message just to give you a better understanding of what a Universe-B entity actually is and how they are necessary for this type of incarnational experience. Okay? And even if you're someone who's not a Universe-B entity, you should learn how to appreciate Universe-B entities for the level of challenge that they bring into your life to cause you to to further learn about your true self and to learn about your purpose. Okay, and that's the role. Okay, so once again, it's the Universe B entities that are dealing with death energy. It's the beings that are focused on service to self, increasing and harnessing personal power. The beings that are concerned with building power structures and having influence over the planet itself by causing pressure and challenge on the species. In return, gaining power from doing it, but also giving the species an opportunity to break out of the prison, to break out of the matrix. Because without a matrix, there would be no growth. Okay, growth would be so much slower because people would be comfortable and everyone would be pretty much set. You wouldn't have the pressure. Just like when you're put under pressure, you take more effective action. When someone's standing there and they're saying, I need you to do this now, or in about 24 hours you're going to lose your life, I promise you're going to do it. That pressure really causes change, just like it transforms diamonds. Okay? So once again, these are the main perspectives that you want to understand about Universe B entities. And if you're listening to this and you are a Universe B entity, this is meant to help you further understand your nature and how you can further maneuver through the multiverse in general. Okay? Now, with that being said, this is going to wrap up the video. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you. If you enjoyed this content, come down here and hit the thumbs up button. Okay? Also, come down here and hit the notification bell because I post videos as often as I can. And with content like this, you absolutely do not want to be missing out. Come down here and hit the subscribe button because if you're not yet subscribed, then you're making a very big mistake because by subscribing, you can further link into the content. Okay? There really is an energetic component that goes to that. All right, now I'm going to take your awareness to literally the most important link within the entirety of the YouTube description itself. This is the first link in the YouTube description. You cannot miss it. First link. This is where you can join my Patreon. On my Patreon, I have an entire vault of exclusive occult content. None of this content is on my public YouTube channel, and that is for many intentional reasons. Okay? I have content in the form of videos that are like this. I have content in live stream formats with tons of valuable information embedded within them. And then I have what is called practical content, which is me really breaking down occult practices and then teaching you how to do them yourself, which are fundamental in nature. Okay? All these different forms of content are going to be more advanced and more personal than what you're getting on my public YouTube channel here. Okay? Then as you move into tier 3 and up, you're gaining access to an entire magic training course, which I feel like would be extremely valuable, especially if you're a beginner occultist and you're looking for a structured format to follow to start developing your psychic capabilities. And then as you move into tier 4, this is the top tier, this is the highest tier, but it's also the most popular tier. This is what's called the Universe B Vampire Service. This is a service that I perform on the 29th of every single month that has one, and it's designed to completely change your energetic structure to be more so Universe B dominant, more so negatively polarized. What this does is this gives these individuals an ability to exist within the darker energy areas and locations of the multiverse itself without inherently getting harmed by them, but rather developing knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and potential power from them instead. Okay? This also gives these individuals an ability to be more so receptive to their unconscious and subconscious mind, which is feminine in nature. And it also gives them an ability on a psychic level to pull in energy from dark energy and chaos in their environment to transmute into their own power and evolutionary potential. Okay? If this is something that you're interested in and you want to take advantage of, top tier, tier number 4, first link in the YouTube description. We're going to leave it there. Ladies and gentlemen, it's starting to rain a little bit unexpectedly, so I'm going to make this quick. If you want to book a tarot card reading with me, you can do so at the second link below in the YouTube description, as well as a one-on-one FaceTime or mentorship options. You can just click that second link and see all the different avenues of services that I have. And then if you want to become a YouTube member, click that third link below and then join and become a YouTube member. Okay? With that being said, this is where I'm going to wrap it up. I appreciate all of you very, very much. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day or nights, wherever you are. And I will see you in the very near future. Peace.